Hey everyone, Pastor George here, and today I'm coming at you with our Bible study recap for Job chapters 4 and 5. And just as a reminder, because I was on vacation last week, so we've had a little bit of a break, is that Job has suffered calamity. Read chapters 1 and 2. And chapter 3 is his response to that calamity, and Job's response is to say, I wish I had never been born, right? I curse the day that I was born and the night on which I was conceived, right? So he is a big not fan of the time that he was born, right? So he's very upset, obviously, as all of us would be, seeing what he has seen, is experiencing what he has experienced, and so he is saying these things. And his three friends are there, and one of his friends, Eliphaz, whose name means "my God is my gold" and comes from this place known as Teman. He's the Temanite, right? And Teman in Edom, so it's in like the southern part of Judea is known for its wisdom, and so he's a very smart guy. He could be the oldest of his friends because usually the way it works is like the oldest would respond and work their way down. Regardless, though, his response is something that we like to call retributive justice, and this is something that we actually believe in, and this is kind of what our legal systems are all about, right? Because the idea here is you do one thing, you get punished for it, right? It's really simple. And so what we try to do is, and this is what lots of legal codes are based around, right? This is what you see in the Old Testament. This is what you see in the Roman codes and codes all around the world now, is that if you do one thing, you get punished for it to an appropriate degree, right? So, if you steal something, well, I guess some cultures chop people's hands off, but, you steal something, you have to pay it back, right? Or if you kill someone, you get killed in response, right? Kind of like a balanced thing in that. So Eliphaz and Job's other friends subscribe to this idea, right? There's this idea that, well, you must have done something wrong. And so if you read this, you'll see he lays out a case for this. And it's something that, might sound familiar to those of us who have read the other two wisdom books, which I've mentioned before, and which Job is interacting with, which is Proverbs and Ecclesiastes. Because both of those books have kind of different answers to this, and Proverbs is really big on retributive justice, right? That if you are righteous, you're going to be blessed appropriately, and if you're not righteous, you're going to be punished. And so because Job has received some punishment, Eliphaz thinks, then you must have done something wrong. Now, of course, Eliphaz is a human, a fallible guy, so he doesn't know everything. But of course, we as the readers know, and of course Job knows, that he has done nothing wrong, right? It goes through pretty painstaking things at the beginning to show that Job has not sinned in any way that merits what he's received, right? And so Eliphaz goes through this, and he talks about, like, well, who else can you call on besides God to restore you, right? What is it like for us humans, right? We're made of clay, we die, and life is kind of meaningless. It's kind of, so you actually see Eliphaz also going with Ecclesiastes here a little bit, right? So it's kind of like this idea where you do things because God wants you to, you're blessed in this life, and then you die, and that's kind of it. And you have this really kind of cynical but realistic look at the world, mixed with this righteousness aspect that's really important to Eliphaz. And so he leads through that, and then of course at the very end of this chapter, he goes on to say, well, call on God, call on the Almighty, go to him, and you're going to be restored everything because he's able to do all of these wonderful things for you. And the kind of the underbite here is that Job is old, right? The chances of this happening are really slim. And so it's kind of like a false hope that Eliphaz is offering him, or it can seem that way. So it's just a really interesting rebuttal to Job, right? And this is going to be the majority. So we're going to see Job's response, not next week, because next week I'm in Louisville for GA. You're going to get theologs, but because I'm not having a Bible study, I can't do a Bible study recap because I'm going to be away. But the week after that, we're going to see Job's response to what Eliphaz has to say. So tune in. Look forward to that. Go ahead and read what Eliphaz had to say today, and you'll see kind of this dialogue that's going to build between Job and his friends as they argue about evil and what causes it. So it's really good stuff. So I'll see you guys then. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, and peace out.